Homes are now sitting on the market. Homes are not getting the offers they used to. People are going past delayed negotiations. Inspections are coming back. Welcome to your Rochester real estate market update. I'm your host, Gagan Timsina, your favorite real estate agent in Rochester. And here's the crazy thing. Right now, it's going bonkers. And what I mean by it is the fact that homes are sitting on the market way longer than they used to. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had 13 days since the NAR new regulations. We've had 13 days since new interest rates. And guess what? Right now in this market, homes simply are not selling the way that they used to. So let's take a look at the data. Let's take a look at the insight. Let's take a look at specific neighborhoods and figure out one very, very simple yet pertinent question. Why? Let's take a look at these homes that have been sitting on the market. Let's take a look at these homes that have been selling and just everything else. Because when we look at the last 7 days of data in Monroe County alone, what we're going to see is this. We're going to see, number one, 114 new listings. Number two, and again, I want to show this, is 38 price decreases. What does this look like in comparison to last year? Well, none. There is zero comparisons. What I mean by this is last year, in this exact same time frame, homes, even in 7 days, were not having price decreases. They were not going expired. They were not going withdrawn. So this tells us a few things, right? Number one, the first thing that this tells me is there are homes that are still selling from, the sold side. And there's still pending homes. There's still homes that do not show. What that means is homes that are in technically contractual obligations, but there's still some maneuvering around them. These three things are happening. These three things will always happen. But what the three other things that I want to show is this. You got expireds here, you got withdrawals, and then price decreases. These three tell me that homes, even though they were potentially looking to be sold, are not looking to be sold at the price point they thought it would sell at. With more and more expireds, with more and more withdrawals and more price decreases, we are now seeing a subtle shift in the market. In the last 3 days, if you look at this graph, the sold doesn't change. The pendings don't change. What does change is the new listings and price decreases. What I mean by doesn't change is the showing ship of the graph. But if you look at the difference, all of these are shifting. Here's with more and more opportunity for individuals to now look at homes and say, this is something that I want to actively get myself into. You now have that chance. We're in the 24-hour time frame. And the one thing that I want to show is there's new listings in the last 7 days, but not as much in the last 24 hours. In the last 7 days, we've had 27 expireds, but in the last 24 hours, only 3. This tells me from just a fundamental standpoint that homes are selling, but not nearly as much as they were selling previously. Now, if we look at this from a standpoint of what's going on in the prior month, not prior year, but prior month, what are we going to see? Well, we're going to see a few things. And let's only look at Monroe because, that's all we want to look at. That's our location, right? So Monroe County. We're seeing that median sale prices are decreasing and active inventory are actually increasing. So what does this mean? Well, if you look at active inventory in the prior month, that means more homes are now active on the market. If you look at last year, active inventory, no way. You're looking at a 10% decrease, meaning that in the same time last year, there were less than 10% of the homes, there were 10% less of homes than there were now. But looking at the prior months, what this tells me is this. Well, number one, there's more inventory. Number two, there were more closed sales, but this can actually be inferred based off of July and June. When we look at the same data from the perspective of September and October, what is this going to say? My venture and my guess is this is going to be a lower number. In fact, I can presume that this is going to be in the red. Here is why. When we're looking at sold homes and closed sales, generally speaking, we're looking at it from the perspective of June, July, even May. Why? Because that's when houses go pending. That's when houses go mutual. That's when people are looking to buy, collaborate from the seller and buyer standpoint and write a contract saying, hey, I want to do this. You need time for title, for deed, for all of these surveys, for inspections, for appraisals. So that's why it generally takes 2 months for these numbers to be updated. What I mean to say is that when we come back and look at these data in late September and late October, we're going to see this number in the red. That is my opinion. We shall see what everything else proves to be. But if we look at all of the counties, what does this mean? And what does this look like? Well, compared to last month, same thing. Closed sales are up. Active inventory is still up. These two things should be in opposition with each other, right? These two things should not be the same. One of them should be up and the other one should be down. For example, if we look again just in Monroe County, if we look at last year, there were more sales, but less inventory. What this tells me is that people were buying like crazy versus now, there's more inventory and sales that were happening from the prior months. So it's exciting to see how everything is going to play itself out. But in all 27 counties, median sale price of $260, 4,000 new listings compared to last month. And that's what that looks like over here. In terms of the market review, let's look at this real quick. So comparing to July of 2023, you're going to see a few things, right? The median sale price went up. Obviously, I mean, that just makes sense. But let's actually do year to date to make it easier. The number of sales actually went down. Or the number of, I can barely speak. It's kind of crazy. Same days on market, same list price, square feet, this went up a little bit. And in terms of new listings, we have a 2% increase. So nothing crazy. But if we look, I'm trying to see, this is that time frame compared to 2023. If we look in maybe March of 2024, this is going to show you something a little different. What this is going to show you is this. In March, the median sale price actually was a lot higher. We're at 200,000. But if we look at it from this perspective, the median sale price rose. So what this tells me is this. We're looking at data that shows that while appreciation is still apparent, the number of sales that are happening is down, maybe due to the recession, maybe due to the Fed lowering rates, maybe due to the Fed lowering so much rates as it is because of the looming recession. That's what I meant to say. And but the houses that are priced well, the houses that are selling, are the houses that still have a demonstration of value, the houses that are still in the market at below asking price. So that's what that looks like over here. In terms of the weekly trends, because again, this is just as important, we're going to see a few things, right? So we're looking at sales price here. Let's look at closed sales, because this is the one thing that I want to see. Look at that. Look at that number right there. That is insane. What does this mean? Well, this means that compared to last year, we had 15% less transactions. That is insane when you think about it. Same year prior, almost 900. Yeah, bonkers. So when you're looking at all of these things, and the craziest part is the price has gone up. Right? It's gone up. The closed transactions has gone down. And that's because, again, of the looming rates. That means for you, that as a buyer, you now have the opportunity of a lifetime to get a really good deal on any of the homes that you're looking at. And as a seller, if you're looking to sell your home, well, you're going to have to be a lot more strategic. Because as the market begins to shift, it demands more from you. And it demands more from the agent partners that you're working with. This number itself means that we're in a shifting market. Rochester has been deemed as the 4th hottest real estate market in the entire country. But these numbers are scary. And the other consideration is this. If Rochester is down this much, what about the other markets? Things to consider from that perspective as well. Let's look at unsold listings. That's a lot.
I mean, wow, it's a lot on unsold listings, but 2%. Again, you just keep going down these numbers. So that's a different perspective. I mean, that's just it shows so much, right? Because we're looking at these things, and what it's telling me is that homes are now actively sitting on the market, which is just kind of insane to think about. But then let's look at the market insight as well. We're gonna see this and what this means for you once it wants to load, obviously, right? Might take a second here, but let's look at the pricing insight as well, and then just take it from there. But we want to look at our location, which is going to be Monroe. We'll just select all of these, and then you can sort of see here in terms of like what the range looks like. I'll try to make this a little bit bigger. Oh gosh, tricky. Make this a little bit bigger. Let's look at homes. Yep, perfect. 500,000. And what you can see here is a few things. I'm going to explain what this means. Is homes that were selling at this price. There were 9,000 pending for $5. 100,000. So you can see the range right there, and that square feet price. Oh man, why is this not loading? Show filter. Get up. There we go. That's what I wanted to show. This is square feet price, and this is the price point of it. So what you can see here is, well, homes that sold at 300,000, 390,000 at $237 square feet, right there. But going down on those numbers, but let's look at pricing insight as well, because this is gonna be interesting. So when we look at just Monroe County, then we get rid of this filter here. Look at all these areas. What are we gonna see? We're gonna see a few things. So a lot of the homes that are being listed, well, let's take this and just go, boom, 650. A lot of the homes for square feet and then price points are hovering around the 260, 270 price range right here. Property listed at 270, total square feet, 1,500. So it's right there. Comparing the same data from maybe 2 or 3 years ago, that would have been here. We've noticed a nearly 10% increase in inflationary speed compared to anything else, and that boggles my mind. But what does all these data, what does all of this really just mean for you in the perspective of someone that's looking to purchase and sell your home? Again, if you are looking to buy a home, it's going to be easier now. If you have job security, if you know your job is safe, if you know that you're making a move from here, or all that, great. Do that. Make that home purchase. Buy that property. Because now you are going to have such little competition compared to 3-4 years ago, compared to any other time, that the opportunity just exists. And if you're looking to sell, you're going to need to do a lot more work for the property itself. But at the same time, I'm not saying that you're not going to walk away with top dollar. In fact, there are homes that are still selling for $30,000, $40,000, even $100,000 over asking price. What I am saying is you need to make sure that you're curating what specifically is important for the property and demonstrating its marketability. You have to make sure the home can sell. And if you're looking to purchase, you want to make sure that you're walking away with the rate fixes. You want to make sure that you're getting the inspections that you want. You want to make sure that you're getting concessions and whatever that looks like. Because now, more than ever, the ability to actually purchase property is apparent. The question is, are you going to use it? And are you going to do the thing that you know you want to do? It's Gigan, your favorite realtor. I'll see you later. Peace.